Here, in the vast, unseen wilderness of the digital world, a new ecosystem is teeming with life. It is a landscape of incredible complexity and breathtaking beauty, forged not from rock and water, but from pure information. This is the world of cryptocurrency, a frontier as wild and untamed as any on our planet. Its valleys are carved from code, its mountains are peaks of data, and its rivers are streams of transactions flowing across the globe in the blink of an eye. For years, this strange new world was known only to a few pioneers, but now its wonders are drawing countless new inhabitants, all hoping to witness one of nature's most spectacular events. This digital savanna is governed by its own unique set of natural laws. It is a place of constant change, where fortunes can be made and lost with the rising and setting of the sun. The creatures that inhabit this realm are not of flesh and bone, but are instead ideas given form. Bitcoin, the great lumbering beast of this domain, and Ethereum, a more agile and adaptable species constantly evolving. They compete for resources, for attention, and for survival in a world that is always in motion. The air here crackles with energy, a silent hum of millions of computers working in unison, much like a vast colony of insects building a magnificent structure. In the natural world, there are moments of extraordinary abundance. When the rains arrive, the plains burst into life, and vast herds of animals begin to move as one, following the promise of green pastures. In the world of crypto, we call this phenomenon a bull run. It is a great migration of capital, a powerful, unified movement driven by optimism and a shared belief in a prosperous future. Suddenly, the entire landscape seems to shift. The digital rivers, once flowing gently, now swell into powerful torrents, as investment pours in from every corner of the globe, feeding the ecosystem and driving it to new heights. This migration is a truly magnificent sight. What begins as a gentle upward trend soon gathers momentum, creating a force that seems unstoppable. Prices, like the crests of great waves, rise higher and higher, sweeping everything along in their path. For the inhabitants of this world, it is a time of feasting, a season of plenty. This is not driven by the changing of the seasons, but by a powerful collective emotion, confidence. When the herd believes the journey will lead to richer grounds, they move together with astonishing speed and determination. Think of it like a vast flock of birds catching a powerful thermal updraft. One or two birds begin to circle, then more join, and soon the entire flock is soaring effortlessly into the sky. A bull run operates on a similar principle. This season of plenty is a thrilling time for those who have waited patiently through the long, quiet months. The bull run is a chance to reap incredible rewards. It's a hunter's paradise, where opportunities abound for the swift, the brave, and the well-prepared. The air is filled with stories of astonishing success, of small investments growing into life-changing fortunes in a matter of months or even weeks. This potential for rapid growth is what draws so many to the watering hole, each hoping to catch their share of the abundance. However, where there is great reward, there is also great risk. The digital savanna, for all its beauty, is a dangerous place. The same forces that create such spectacular growth can also create sudden, dramatic downturns. Predators, in the form of scams and volatile, unproven assets, lurk in the tall grass, waiting for the unwary. A sudden piece of bad news, a shift in sentiment, can cause a stampede where the herd, once moving in unison, scatters in panic. In these moments, the landscape can change in an instant, and those who are not careful can find themselves left behind, their hopes dashed on the unforgiving ground. The key to survival here is knowledge and a steady nerve. The most successful inhabitants are not necessarily the strongest, but those who best understand the environment. They study the patterns, they listen to the whispers on the wind, and they know when to be bold and when to be cautious. They understand that the bull run, like any great force of nature, must be respected. To charge in blindly is to invite disaster. But to observe, to learn, and to move with careful intention is to harness a fraction of this incredible power for oneself, turning the inherent risks into calculated opportunities for prosperity. Every great migration, every season of growth must eventually come to an end. The question that now hangs in the digital air is, when will this season turn? When will the long, sunlit days of the bull run give way to the cooler, leaner times of the bear market? Some experienced observers, the elders of this ecosystem, look at the patterns in the sky and suggest the change could be upon us soon. They point to historical cycles, suggesting that by September, the herds may have reached their destination and the Great Migration will begin to slow. Yet others see a different forecast. They argue that this is not a typical season. The conditions, they say, are fundamentally different this time. They point to the arrival of massive new creatures in this wilderness. Large institutions and corporations that have begun to graze here, bringing with them a stability and resilience never seen before. These voices suggest the migration is far from over. They believe the bull run has the strength to continue its charge not just for months, but perhaps until 2026, creating a super cycle, a season of unprecedented length and magnitude, reshaping the financial world forever. The truth is, no one can know for certain. Predicting the future of such a complex and dynamic system is like trying to predict the exact moment a volcano will erupt. We can study the signs, we can listen to the tremors in the earth, but nature will ultimately follow its own course, and so we watch. We observe this magnificent unfolding spectacle with curiosity and with awe. Whether the grasslands begin to thin in the coming weeks or the great feast continues for years to come, the journey itself is what matters. This digital wilderness is constantly evolving, constantly surprising us with its power and its beauty. The best we can do is to keep our eyes open to witness its evolution and to marvel at the raw, untamed power of this new frontier.